This is a potent time to release fears of judgment and boldly embrace your unique gifts to help the collective. So this is another nudge to stepping into your purpose, stepping into your mission. Where can you now express your creativity? Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast, where practical spirituality meets real life. Hi, I'm your host, She Tells Story. I'm a psychic medium, grief support counselor, professional astrologer, and a human design reader, and of course, a law of attraction master coach. With my unique blend of spiritual and practical tools, I am here to help you align with your soul-led purpose and ignite a life that sets your soul on fire. In this podcast, we are going to explore the principles of energy, astrology, spirituality, and psychology to help you heal your grief and create an aligned life and business from the inside out. Whether you are looking to deepen your intuition, understand your cosmic design, or transform your business, this podcast is for you. Join me each week for insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will guide you on your journey to living your very best life. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at She Tells Story or wherever you listen to this podcast. Let's dive in and start this transformative journey together. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast. Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of February 10th through to the 16th. We start out this week in a second quarter phase of the moon in Cancer. This is going to give us a really sensitive, emotional, intuitive, empathic week ahead. So you're really going to want to have boundaries with your energy this week, noticing what is draining you and what is giving you life, right? These are litmus tests to your spirit in terms of which way is enlightening you and which one is making you heavy. And sometimes we have to do heavy things, that's a thing, but you want to create boundaries around that and have intention and awareness when you are in areas of your life that are draining you. So on Monday, February 10th, we have Mercury square to Uranus. I laugh because Mercury is my ruling planet, and I know this is going to be a killer day. Agendas are not going to go the way that you want. This is not going to be a time when, expect the unexpected. It's kind of acting like a Mercury retrograde. So it's going to be a bit of a week in terms of technology going awry, people misunderstanding you, and you really needing to check actively with, do you understand what I am saying? Did you hear could you just repeat that back to me? I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, right? And just trust, again, that Cancer is going to give you information. So if you feel like something's off, where they got offended or they did that face, ask. And the face, of course, for people on the podcast who are listening, the face is the that kind of face. It goes with the that sound. So really checking for clarity. Expect the unexpected when Mercury squares Uranus. This energy brings surprises to communication, disruption, actually, technology, communication, and decision-making. You may feel mentally restless or experience sudden insights that disrupt the way that you are thinking. While this aspect can be exciting, so it can create unexpected things. So being open, if somebody says, hey, let's go here, or all of a sudden you get an opportunity come across, or all of a sudden you have to deal with a problem, there's going to be a diamond in that. So really paying attention to the diamond as it comes out the other side, right? But as you're going through it, it feels like coal. So while this aspect can be exciting, there can create misunderstandings or impulsive decisions. Stay open to new ideas, but think carefully before making significant changes. Embrace flexibility, curiosity, and to navigate this unpredictable energy. So this is not a time to sign contracts. This is not a time to buy big purchases at this time, or to make big decisions. Okay. Not this week, not today, maybe later in the week, but this aspect is going to still be in play. So, just take that with a grain of salt and really look things over. Maybe have a few people look over your document or the thing that you're wanting to get, so that you are being very cautious. Okay. On Tuesday, February 11th, the sun squares to Uranus, because Mercury and the sun are kind of traveling together at this time. So what one does, the other one's going to do too. And Uranus is a planet of change, of chaos in a square. It's changing up routines. It's trying to break you out of your rut. So, and the sun is in Aquarius, which is very much a thinking sign. So that thinking sign does not like disruptions. It is a fixed air sign. It wants to go where it's fixated on, right? And Uranus is changing this up for a genius quality to come to the surface. So this is going to create some tension between your personal identity and external changes. This aspect may push you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to embrace flexibility and adapt to unforeseen circumstances. Do you see the similarities from Monday? It's time to assess where you are resisting change and to find ways to integrate innovation into your life without losing your sense of self. So where can we change without losing your core values, without the things changing away from who you truly are, but we're trying to shake loose the things that you are maybe attaching to that are no longer serving you. While this energy can feel disruptive, it ultimately encourages personal growth and a deeper understanding of your values. Remember, this is the diamond that's coming out the other side. So be prepared for surprises and shifts that align you and realign you to your purpose. On Wednesday, February 12th, we have a full moon in Leo. And this is happening at the 24th degree of Leo at 8:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you want to look back at the new moon in Leo back on August 4th, 2024. What was happening in your life? What was a theme or maybe a seed that you planted at that time around finding your voice or being in your mission and purpose or expressing your special talent, or maybe something in your life that's creatively focused or focused on your childlikeness, coming back into more joy and play in your life? And how has that taken root in your life right now? Right, really seeing how that's come about, because this full moon is spicy. It's spicy because it's a square to Uranus. Now, Uranus is a major player this week. And when Uranus comes to play, your schedule, what you thought was real, like everything just disrupts. He likes to take your security blanket and throw it out the window, right? This is now a time of change for the sake of shaking loose anything that's no longer working, and also to bring the genius out in you, to bring out innovation and new ways of seeing things. Ingenuity comes out through here. Genius. This is genius energy, right? So this opposition between the sun and the moon, we call that a full moon. They're exactly opposite each other. And the sun is an Aquarius, right? Aquarius is a cerebral sign. It is innovation, technology, humanity, the betterment of society, Medicare for all. And Leo is a sign of me, my talents, my creativity, my self-expression, right? What's my special sauce that I want to add to the world to then make the world a better place to live in? Aquarius, right? So we need the me so that we can up level together. But when we get stuck into one or the other, we start to create problems, right? If we're into my money and my bank account and what I get to gain out of this, and individuality in terms of like the things that I'm holding for myself, that becomes sort of toxic in society, right? We have billionaires. We have people hoarding things. We're not there for each other. Aquarius is we're there for each other. But Aquarius turned up too loud is then righteousness and idealization and trying to hold people to account. So we need to have this my talents and what I have to add to the world, and then so that we all can up level together. It's like a community garden. You know, it's like you're tending the garden and we all get to kind of share in the fruits of your labor. It's a community garden, but everyone has to share and everybody has to contribute, right? But they contribute their special things. So maybe someone's got a green thumb and helps plants to grow. And then someone's like, oh, I can plant the seed. And then someone's like, oh, I can water it every day after school. So it's a communal effort, right? But they're adding all of their special talents to this garden. That is Leo Aquarius in the world. Now, when Uranus comes to T-square, it is squaring right in the middle of these two. What's happening is it's an unpredictable element that's urging you to break free from limitations and stepping into your authentic power. This is now reflecting on intentions that you set back on that new moon in Leo on the 4th of August in 2024. This is a potent time to release fears of judgment and boldly embrace your unique gifts. to help the collective. So this is another nudge to stepping into your purpose, stepping into your mission. Where can you now express your creativity, release self-doubt, really step into bold self-expression now? This is a great moon for creative endeavors. But because of this square to Uranus, there's a chaos to this full moon. So I would not encourage crystals to be charged or moon water to be charged. This energy is a bit chaotic. So anything that you charge and drink, if you're drinking moon water, so for those of you who don't know what moon water is, you can put water out during the full moon to get charged by the moon's energy, and then you can drink it. Now, here's the thing, right? We live in a world of energy. You are an energetic being having this human experience. The energy of the moon, based on where it is in the sky relative to the other planets, is going to have this energy that's going to energize this water. And that this water, as now it has this own energy, as it enters your system, it's going to bring that energy into your body. If it is resonant, it's going to feel really good. It's going to energize you. You're going to feel light. But if it is dissonant, meaning it has energy that is trying to shift you out of your habits or something is happening within you, the energy of this water does not match your resonant, it will be dissonant. So that will then feel like chaos in your body. It will feel like things are not really aligning. So I always like, people who like to play with moon water, good on ya. I personally have enough going on in my body to try to move something in that I'm not really quite sure if it's resonant or not. As an astrologer, I can see if certain moons are, harmonious with your chart and not. But even then, I really don't drink moon water. Even I've been to ceremonies where like, drink the moon water. And I'm like, no, thanks. I got my own resonance and I kind of just stay in my body with that. But you have, you get to play with it and see, is it going to cause you anything really bad, disease? I mean, you could feel pretty sick. I've seen people feel not great after drinking moon water and they thought something was off with the water. It's actually the energy was not resonant with them. Right. And then there was other people who drank the moon water that they were like, this is fantastic. And I'm like, yeah, because something about this moon really jives with you and something about this moon does not jive with that person. Again, you know what? You want to mess around with that stuff, mess around and find out. Right. I personally just don't do that. But you get to try it for yourself and see. You're not going to be harmed by it. You will be thrown off a little bit if it's dissonant with you, and you get to discover that for yourself. On Friday, the 14th, which is Valentine's Day for those who celebrate, I like to think of it as like a day of love, a day dedicated to love. And what is the love that we need above all? Self-love. Okay, can you love all the parts of you? So ironically, not ironically, always by divine design, Mercury is moving into Pisces. Pisces is the sign, this zodiac sign of empathy, one love, compassion, spirituality, coming into the depths of your soul and living from that place of soul, right? Your soul loves you so much, right? Your body loves you so much. Your brain loves you so much. You are so loved. You have no idea. And you have a whole spirit team and ancestors in spirit that love you so much. So celebrate that love on this day, and if you have a partner, great, that's gravy on top. But, really, you're so loved and you came into this world so loved. Your soul loves you so much and wants to see you win. And this Mercury coming into Pisces on this day is going to bring you some dreaminess. It's going to bring you creativity, intuition, more empathy, but you can also feel everybody else's stuff. This is like really heightening your intuition. And so we really need, when Mercury is in any of the personal planets or in water signs, we really need boundaries. And boundaries mean they're something that really protect your abundance, right? Because you understand where you end and someone else begins. What is yours and what's not yours, right? And it's okay to know what's yours and what's not yours. We can only do that through meditation and being in our own bodies and knowing what we feel like versus taking on everybody else's stuff. So this is going to be a time when you're more empathetic, you're more wanting to connect with people on a deeper emotional level, making it ideal for conversations, for deep connectivity, and being in relationships that feel really like soul filling. right? If you're in relationships that have soul-filling qualities to it. This also, Mercury is our mind, our communication, our thought processing. So this is a really good time to write poetry if you're into poetry, or writing stories, or writing creatively from your heart, or speaking, singing. That's very Piscean, beautiful singing, things that, the arts that come from your soul. That's very Piscean. So Pisces energy invites you into the flow of life's currents. And this is now, as you're expressing your thoughts and you're being, letting your imagination guide you, noticing that there can be a disconnect to reality. So being cautious of miscommunication over idealizing situations, and it can blur the kind of lines between reality and fantasy. So this energy is perfect for writing, storytelling, spiritual practices, meditation, and requiring a connection to the unseen. So spiritual things, mediumship, intuition practices. This is going to be really, really helpful for that. So that rounds out our week. This is where you can see how we're moving from last week with Venus moving into Aries and the fire, and now we're sort of starting to see that planets are starting to move into Pisces. The sun will move into Pisces next week as well, ushering in Pisces season. So this is the last week of Aquarius season. So to take full advantage of the Aquarian energy, which is very cerebral, so like getting your thoughts onto paper, any planning, any kind of future, long-term goal setting, this will be really good energy for that. And taking care of like really cerebral tasks, like things like speaking. And with this Mercury stepping into Pisces with the Aquarian energy, this could really give you a wonderful ability to be very creatively and artistically expressive this week too. And then even putting words around that because of the Aquarian energy. So wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Story of Spirit podcast. I hope you have found inspiration, support, and practical insights to help you align with your soul-led purpose and live a life that sets your soul on fire. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your support helps us to reach more listeners and continues to provide valuable content. I sincerely appreciate every share, and I know it is how most people find me. It is because caring people like you have shared me with them at the right and perfect time. For more resources, insights, and to connect with our community, please visit us at www.shetellstory.com and follow us on Instagram at shetellstory. Remember, your journey to a more aligned and vibrant life is just the beginning, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep shining your beautiful light. This is Shetell Story, signing off from the Story of Spirit podcast. Here's the legal ease that's required by our lawyers. This podcast and the YouTube channel represents the opinions of Shetell Story and her guests to the show. The content should not be taken as medical, psychological, or financial advice. This series is informational and entertainment purposes only. Because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional, your mental health dream team, your financial advisor, or anyone else that's an expert in the field in where you are thinking of making big choices in your life.